your defense has to improve. In order for you to be elite at the top of the division in any weight class, you got to have defense.
Welcome into Boxing Scene's top stories here on ProBox TV. Download the ProBox TV app. Never fall behind in your boxing news. Well, that night in Saudi Arabia, great card. Included was William Zepeda versus Tevin Farmer. Of course, William Zepeda looks like he's ready for a showdown February 22nd. That's right. Well, when you're looking at the greatest being Shakur Stevenson in the weight class, it was this the fight to get him ready. That's what a lot of people thought. Tevin Farmer, similar kind of style, slick, evasive southpaw, but knocked him down in round number 4. A lot of people did not expect that. To help me break it down, the champs, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi, and ESPN boxing analyst Timothy Bradley. Paulie, let me start out with you. You talk about you want to fight the big fight, in this case Shakur Stevenson. Sometimes it pays to not look great. You want to look good, but not great. He looked good, but not great. Knocked down by Tevin Farmer. What's your thought about it?
Well, yeah, I think it certainly increased the confidence of Shakur Stevenson. I believe he tweeted or he put on Instagram a picture of Zepeda with a caption "food." You know, so I think he, you know, it makes him sort of. I wouldn't want to say underestimate, but sort of look down on Zepeda as an opponent now. I still, though, am not quite sure he ends up fighting Zepeda the first fight back off of surgery, because that's still a guy. Yeah, boxing-wise, stylistically, it favors you, but because Zepeda sort of walks in face first, but you got to hit him a lot, and you don't want to. You got to probably want to test out the hand before you got to fight a guy you're going to have to hit a lot because he keeps coming at you. Having said that, I thought Farmer could have won this fight. I thought this fight was close, man. You know, Farmer has sort of had a hard road his whole career. He managed to get a world championship, but if you look at the way Farmer's career is shaped up, nobody's really ever taken care of the guy. You know, he still managed to win a world championship because he's so talented. And he still sort of hangs around at a high level. And honestly, he could have even got this decision, but he's never going to get these close ones. He's not politically connected enough. He's turned pro and, you know, as an opponent and sort of worked his way up and, you know, through, you know, hard work, determination, and very good athleticism and hard work, became a world champion. But I feel like now they've sort of put him back into this box where he's going to be the opponent for up-and-comers and, you know, or high-level contenders. He's sort of the gatekeeper. While at the same time, he's obviously, from what he showed you Saturday night, he's still good enough to compete for titles. Like, honestly, he's probably better than a lot of guys Gervonta Davis fights right now. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, you know, obviously losing to Zepeda, now he's not going to get a title fight with Davis, although with Davis you never know. But, you know, this is still a very viable lightweight. And I feel like I'm more excited about Farmer still staying in the mix if people choose to put him into the mix and keep him in the mix because, you know, the politics of the game have to keep him in these fights. I'm more excited about that than I am about Zepeda, who, yeah, sort of underwhelmed. Looks like a one-dimensional fighter. Comes forward. He's very exciting in that way, but he's always going to have those flaws. It doesn't mean he's not world-class. I still think his pressure and his bring-it-to-you type of style will make him world-class, but he's also very beatable at that level, which sometimes makes him fun.
Yeah, Chris, what I'm curious about is it was a split decision win. I think one judge had it 1 round. This could have easily gone to Tevin Farmer. This idea that Zepeda needed to impress but didn't want to look devastating. Did he walk that line well, or are you looking at a guy who's Shakur Stevenson? If his hand isn't a mess, he eats him alive. What's your thought?
I see that Tank starches him and Shakur beats him 10-2. I mean, I didn't see anything special. I believe he was exposed against a world-class opponent because Tevin's world-class. Yeah, champ, it's a shame. You said it right. I mean, I hate using the word, you know, for someone as talented as Tevin, but he's essentially a high-class journeyman at this point. He's going to be the guy that's
Tank didn't fight
everybody
Tevin even at 130. I mean, they've been around each other forever.
Watch that fight happen now, though.
Tank had Lomachenko and Farmer around him and never fought them.
Watch. We'll see Zepeda and Shakur fight, and then Tank will be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna fight Tevin and beat him better than he did. Watch that happen.
Well, let's do a friendly wager. I bet you all kinds of farmland. Gervonta never goes near Tevin Farmer.
Farmland.
All kinds of farmland. All kinds of farmland.
What are you, Bill Gates? You Bill Gates now? You got farmland?
All kinds of farmland. He goes nowhere near Tevin Farmer. He's calling out Jake Paul, actually.
I think that's an Italian expression of some kind that I don't know. Tim, when you look at this Tevin Farmer, close fight, he a little bit older, a little bit past it. He slowed down at the end. If he could have finished strong on those last couple rounds, he might have walked away with a decision win. What was your thought on the fight?
Yeah, he just... The volume of Zepeda. That's the bothersome. That's where he's gifted, and he can take a shot too.
Yeah, his gas tank.
Although he did go down. But what I really took away from the fight is that defense. I've been saying this about Zepeda for a very long time. You guys been saying I've been hating on the young man. No, I'm not hating on him. Just as I said it about Boots, I'm saying it about Zepeda. Your defense has to improve. In order for you to be elite at the top of the division in any weight class, you got to have defense. He got knocked down by a guy that's not really a puncher. Think about that. And
just it's not really his weight class either. He's really a 30
He gets starched if he fights a Tank Davis.
Yes.
Morataya, Keyshawn Davis. There's a lot of guys that have better skills than him that can punch and has better defense than him. Now, we were calling him somewhat, or people were calling him somewhat of the boogeyman in the division. I thought Zepeda was good. I didn't think he was great. And he showed that he's not going to be great if he doesn't work on his defense. Another thing that I saw is that he's not thumping like that.
No.
He's not. He don't have that one-punch power.
He landed a lot of punches.
That like to fight off his back foot, right? Actually standing there exchanging with you, and he's not feeling it.
What do you think, Tim? Is he like a poor man's Juan Diaz in a way? Remember Juan Diaz, LA? Juan wasn't a big puncher, but he unified the title.
Yes.
He used to throw a lot of punches. He used to bring it to you. Yeah. Mexican American. Yeah. I feel like he's a bit of a poor man's Juan Diaz. Juan had better combination punches, I feel like, but Zepeda brings it to you in a lot the same way. He brings it to you,
goes to the body well.
He finds a lot of holes, though. He finds a lot of holes.
Juan went to the body well, too, back then, but I feel like his hands were a little faster. He was a bit crisper with his punches. But Zepeda brings it to you. I think he's like a poor man Juan Diaz in a way.
Well, at the same time, it's still Farmer's still a difficult fighter. He's still a difficult fighter to face. Yeah. He really is. A lot of people.
That's why I want to see him. That's why I want to continue to see him, Tim. I don't feel like he should just be this.
Well, that was your point, that I really like. What we take from this is that Tevin is still interesting to watch.
We're talking about how easily everybody else beats Zepeda. What about how not easily everybody else beats Tevin? Fights Tevin?
Well, this actually makes Morataya look a little bit better because Morataya didn't get dropped, and actually he closed the show very strong at the end as well.
Chris,
great point, Jim.
Chris, a question for you: when you look at Zepeda though after this fight, is it title or bust? I mean, is there anything in the middle after this performance against Tevin Farmer? Or is it Shakur Stevenson or somebody else for a title after this point? Is there anywhere else to go?
Nothing changes for Zepeda. He's on that track. He's going forward. He's going to fight. He had a busy year. I believe that was his third fight of the year. And he wants to get busy and get right back to it in 2025. So, yeah, I know. He just keeps trucking along.
Champ, you know what? Guys, I'm going to say something. Shakur coming back from his hand. Now Zepeda looking bad. I bet you they're going to do a fight in between. Shakur to test out his hand. Zepeda, they're going to get him like a flat-footed guy he can blow away so he can build up momentum for the fight, for the Shakur fight.
Good point.
And then they'll make the Shakur fight. Because now you got both guys who have a reason not to fight each other the next fight.
Well, that's the thing about Paulie. He'll bet you all kinds of farmland that the fight is going to work out the way he says. Well, I'll bet you a ton of farmland that December 7th, right here on ProBox TV. That's right, another fight from Ireland. 2 Irish fighters in the main event. I'll bet you all kinds of farmland. We get a great main event. Check it out.
ProBox TV Contender Series. On December 7th, look for an all-out Irish war as Dylan the Real Deal Moran battles Tyrone the Mighty Kelt McKenna at the top of a stacked ProBox-worthy card.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.